Alongside MPs on the Defense Committee, we commenced our tour of Mogadishu from the Amisom camp base. Lawmakers were on a two-day tour to monitor progress of the Uganda Police Forces deployed in Somalia to restore sanity in a country torn apart by a civil conflict which spanned 2 decades. Now for me to be safe on the streets of Mogadishu here, the police has to give me body armor, a helmet, but also it is a must that I should stay within this armored vehicle for me to be able to get pictures here. As we went around the warrior capital of Mogadishu and the protection of Uganda Police Force, it was evident that the country's infrastructure has been left in shambles. Some of the streets in the city were deserted, with only wild and domestic animals roaming around. But as peace returns to the Horn of Africa state, Mogadishu has begun turning the proverbial corner. A few businesses are thriving. During the conflict, some of the institutions like the police and the army collapsed. Police and Amisom have embarked on a task to train the Somali police forces on how to keep law and order. When members of parliament visited the Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and Commissioner of Somali Police Force, Brigadier Abdakim Dahi, they were grateful with the role Uganda has played in pacifying Somalia. The MPs also said the Somali army and police forces have registered progress as they strive to become professional.
Police need to be commended for the work they are doing, especially in the area of training and capacity building. We went to the police training college where the Amisom police is engaged in training sessions with the national police of the Republic of Somalia.
Whatever gains you see here today was not obtainable just 2 years ago. And to me, I attribute all that to the courage that the Uganda government took to be the icebreaker. And because we accepted to break the ice, other contributing countries later on came on board.
Uganda Police Force has also passed skills to their counterparts in providing health services to the population in Mogadishu.
We normally discuss with them about immunization because from here they used not to immunize their children, but all those things we have been doing it. We treat their children, we counsel women because they doesn't want family planning, but these days at least they are accepting family planning. That's what we normally do here. And I'm proud about it because the outreach is always Wednesday and Saturday. And each day we go there, we normally treat around 150 patients. At times it goes beyond that.
We do some counseling, we talk to them, we tell them the dangers of these people involving themselves in the fighting. And most of them are now understanding what exactly we are doing.
However, the Somali force lacks uniforms. This makes it difficult to isolate the Al-Shabaab insurgents.
Even if you ask Nkore now to tell you who Al-Shabaab is and who an SNA is, you will never tell. This is a guy who's putting a small uniform down and then civilian shirt up with 3 magazines on his back. So if he was walking on the street here and is an Al-Shabaab, nobody will care about him. So the bombings in the city is an outcome of that confusion. No clear establishment, no clear indication who the enemy is, no clear organization by the SNA themselves. There is no establishment.
The Somali force is also grappling with large numbers of old men who prefer to stay in the force than retire without pension.
Somebody who has served in the police is now an aged person. He's supposed to go home and retire. So you need to build a vigorous and young police force and a young army for Somalia. But definitely, the young men, instead of getting also they really going the other side.
But the 140 officers cannot patrol all the travel spots in Mogadishu. At every spot where local police is placed, Amisom is also expected to deploy there and impart skills to the Somali forces.
More territory is being liberated by the military intervention. And if we are to maintain just the small formed police unit of 140 personnel, then it cannot be able to maintain law and order in all the places that have been liberated. Therefore, we need to support the police by giving them at least an additional formed police unit of 140 so that, you know, we don't lose out on the gains so far achieved up to this point.
There is also a population expansion in Mogadishu as internally displaced people abandon the camps and citizens return from diaspora. Those who have embarked on businesses and rebuilding the bullet-riddled buildings need protection from the Al-Shabaab, who often make surprise attacks in the city. Agness Nandutu, NTV, Mogadishu, Somalia.